What's up, everybody? This is Sean from IGO, Inside Gaming Online. I wanted to throw a quick video together and talk about gaming media, the gaming media out there, and how toxic they have become to certain companies. And this little video is going to concentrate on Nintendo as a whole, but this also goes for Microsoft and kind of to an extent Sony, because we have these journalists or so-called journalists who write these articles, and I would say about 80% of the time these articles start off as, well, I grew up in the 80s and I loved Nintendo, but, or, well, I grew up in the late 90s and I love Sony, but, and then they continue on to bash these companies. And we now live in an age where everybody is a online gaming journalist because of YouTube and Twitter and Facebook to an extent. And it's like we as a society are so negative now. We're so vicious and brutal. And it's become more about people becoming popular, people getting more hits, people getting more subs, and generating some revenue through YouTube or online with Google, that they totally missed the point of video games and what video games are all about. And this community has been more separated than it has ever been since I've been alive. I'm 42 years old. I grew up starting on the Atari 2600, and I've never seen the hostility that is out there now. And it comes for everything. Like, I'll give you an example. This article was written many, many years ago. It was written back in December 5th, 2010. And it talks about Nintendo 3DS will ultimately fail. And it quotes gaming analyst Michael Pachter throughout this article, and how Michael Pachter says that the Nintendo 3DS is going to fail, portable gaming is out, people want to sit around their consoles, and Nintendo once again made a big mistake by making a 3DS. But jump to 2017 and the Nintendo 3DS has sold over 60 million units. It had a very healthy lifespan. 7 years, 60 million units is not that bad. That's very good. And I'm sure a lot of companies wish that they could have the sales growth that the Nintendo 3DS had. But these days, our society has become so cold, so bitter, so desensitized. And this goes beyond gaming media. It's media in general. Look at the world today. Negative news, negative press, negative point of views are the popular thing. It's what people like to look at. It's what people love. And I just, for the life of me, do not understand it. Maybe I am just stuck in my 80s and 90s mentality. But to me, gaming has always been about fun. It's always been about buying a game, getting your money's worth, and having a really great time playing this game, and having a really great time with the replay value. And that is how I have always looked at video games. And this goes beyond Nintendo. Yeah, I am a huge Nintendo fan, but I could sit and play an Xbox One game for countless hours. I can play a PlayStation 4 game for countless hours. But this also goes back to the Super Nintendo or the original PlayStation. I could still break out an old game in my library and sit there and play endless hours and have a really good time. It doesn't matter what system it's on. And to me, this gaming community is so separated now. There is so much division within this community that we lose sight of what the most important thing is. The most important thing is video games. And I never understood why people can bash a certain game company or a certain group of fanboys because they love a certain game system, a certain game company. It's kind of like bashing somebody who likes cheeseburgers. Just because you don't eat cheeseburgers, why are you going to bash somebody else? Because if you think about it, okay, your favorite thing to eat is pizza. How would you feel if they bashed you for eating pizza? It's the same thing. It's why can't we as a community come together and just enjoy video games? I mean, all you got to do is look up to the companies themselves. Sony, Nintendo, Microsoft. While you guys are sitting around bashing each other in the head about what system's going to fail and what the company's doing wrong, these three companies have a extreme mutual respect for one another. And all you have to do is go on Twitter and see that. You know, they have a huge respect for one another. And I think that the gaming community needs to look at that and take note and understand that beyond these companies, Sony, Nintendo, Microsoft, at the end of the day, the most important thing is having a good time with a video game. I don't know about you people, but I work 5 days a week. Okay, this thing I do is a side thing that I like to do. I don't even monetize most of my videos. I just put stuff out there because I enjoy doing it, and I enjoy talking about video games. Video games, it takes you away from problems, or it takes you away from, you know, a long work day, or just stuff that you're dealing with in daily life. It's supposed to be an escape. It's supposed to be something that you could sit down and enjoy, relax, have a good time, and at the end of the day, you say, damn, that was pretty fun. That was pretty fun. And I'm going to go back tomorrow and do the same thing because I enjoy playing this stuff. But we as a society and we as a community are so at each other's throats that it's becoming ridiculous. You know? We, as a gaming community, are a family. And yeah, we may have a fight with our older brother. We might have a disagreement with our younger sister. But at the end of the day, we are still family. We all love the same thing, and that is games, video games, and the art of video games. And I think that a lot of people out there in this community are missing that point and totally not understanding that. And I find it sad because I think it's only going to get worse. I love Nintendo, but I have a PlayStation 4 Pro. I have an Xbox One S. I have a ton of old systems, and I love playing everything. Nintendo is the one thing that I just love the most. But I'm not going to sit here and bash people for liking Sony or Microsoft or any other game, because what's the point? It's just it's dumb, it's stupid. And I'm not on here looking for hits. I could care less if I have 50 or 60 subscribers. That's not what it's about for me. It's about that for some people, but that's not what it's about for me. I enjoy doing this stuff. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. But I hope that, you know, all of this rhetoric that goes back and forth and hatred just goes away. I know it's not going to, but, you know, wishful thinking. But that is my thoughts. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that the state of the gaming community and gaming media is good or bad now? Give me your thoughts. As usual, thanks for checking me out. I will see you guys later.